Okay, first up, and like with any exercise, you want to train not just the biggest muscle group first, but when you're at your strongest. So for the first exercise, I'm going to do hanging knee crunches because let's face it, we all have a problem developing our lower abdominal region. Now, that's for two reasons. One, that's where body fat accumulates. You know, in men, body fat tends to accumulate around the center of gravity, which is their navel. So we get this kind of tire-like accumulation of body fat, which hides the lower abdominals. A lot of us don't have much of a problem achieving the kind of half six-pack or four-pack, if you like, of the upper abdominals here. That's because there's not much body fat around here. However, if you have body fat around here, you just cannot see the definition and the lines of the abdominal structure. So, nutrition comes into that, and having a low level of body fat, but also exercises. If all you do is crunch or do side twists, you're only really working and involving the muscles in the upper abdominal region and the obliques up here. So, whilst I'm at my strongest, which is at the beginning of the ab workout, like with any workout, when my muscles are fresh, I want to do the exercises that involve the most amount of work, which for me anyway is bringing the hips forwards and engaging the lower abdominals. So you can do this one of two ways really. You can do it supported by using these arm supports, Aboriginal, great piece of kit here, and I highly recommend you look at investing in them. Or you can do them straight arm, holding on. Now this really does work the intercostals quite a bit harder, but if you have poor grip, you're only going to be able to get so many repetitions out before you start to lose grip and your arms start to ache. So it depends. If you're quite an advanced trainer, then you can maybe do 15-20 repetitions arms straight and really involve all of the abdominal muscles. But if you're like me, I like high repetitions. I do sometimes up to 50 repetitions of hanging knee raises. Now I can't do 50 if I hold on with my arms. So this is where the arm supports really come into their own and allow me to engage and use my ab muscles instead of relying on my grip. So let me show you how to do it. Feel that one. Okay, so as you can see, I'm keeping my upper body pretty rigid, and what I'm doing with my lower hips is flexing my hips forwards, basically closing the angle between my hips and my shoulders. It's the reverse of a normal crunch, if you like, where you bring your shoulders closer towards your hips, you're closing the angle. It's the opposite movement. I want to bring my hips up as if I'm following an arc towards my shoulders. And I'm not swinging my legs back and forth, I'm actually engaging my rectus abdominis here to act like a pulley, to pull my hips up. So I'm really squeezing my abs as I bring my hips forward. It's that movement there. So get used to that. Secondly, I'm breaking each repetition down. There's no momentum. As you can see, I'm stopping or pausing rather at the top of the movement and again at the bottom. Breathing out as I bring my knees up, and breathing in as I lower my knees back down. Okay, let me show you the variation of that, which is straight arm one. And for this one, you can keep the legs straight. It's quite a bit harder, so maybe 10, 15 repetitions. that involves a lot more work. So I'd actually recommend you use the arm rests and aim for higher repetitions, better quality, and engage more of the abdominal muscles, as opposed to swinging your legs back and forth when you start to get tired, and try and get maybe 10 or 12 okay repetitions by keeping the arms straight. But switch it up, see what you prefer, and it's all about variation as well, so use them both, alternate. Okay, on to the next one.